Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Alright, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, okay, who have taught us this word through Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and been diligent in this word through Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Blessings of the elect of Yahawah, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And blessings to you Akim out there enduring this truth and sincerity, teaching across the four corners of the earth, looking forward to the downfall and destruction of Babylon, which is America. Okay, real quick lesson, man. I tried to do this lesson like a couple times throughout the week. It just, I don't know, it wasn't coming out right. So, I was like, you know what? We are the scriptures. We're walking epistles. So. And eventually, that new covenant is going to put the scripture within us, to where we're going to be the scriptures. We're going to live the scriptures without even thinking, But I was like, well, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna talk about the situation I want to talk about. So, like you can see in the title, it's pertaining to Esau and that birthright. I don't know exactly what I'm entitling it at this moment, but it pertains to Esau and him wanting that birthright, okay? And he's trying to force himself to get that birthright back, because here it is. When you go into the story, he came in from hunting, and, he talking about he was faint. He was about to die and all of that, So he basically ate the food before the food was done, okay? And that's why his name changed from Edom. Salaki, it changed from Esau to Edom, okay, which means red. All right. So him giving away his birthright that day, because he even said, when you read in the scriptures, he even said, it's like, what good is it gonna do if I'm about to die? What good is it gonna do if I'm about to die? So he ended up giving up his birthright. And when it came time to receive the blessing as the firstborn, okay, he gave up that birthright, which was the better blessing. All right, it was the better blessing of the two, and that's why he started crying like a little female and asking his father, well, "Don't you got a blessing for me?" Which he's living out his blessing as we speak. The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. And one of the main ones, of course, is he's going to live by the sword, man. He's going to live by the sword, okay? And that's his weaponry. We know Esau. How they be out hunting and got all the guns, and, they can tell you what this bullet is, that bullet, and this go with that, and all of this different things about guns, because their blessing is the sword, man. All right? And also, on top of that, it said that they shall serve their brother, which at this point, they're superior. I don't want to say physically. I would say financially. They just, they survive off white supremacy, okay? They survive off white supremacy, and with that comes fear, all right? So, that's why people tend to take their side opposed to their own nation's side, so to speak. But speaking back to that blessing, his name was changed, and then he lived by the sword. But he even told his father what his name is Jacob, which is Yahawah, which is supplant, in a sense. So he's like, even his name, But Esau gave up that birthright, man. You wanted that food, and you gave up that birthright. All right. Now you have the blessing that you received, and you cool with it for now, but you still being greedy because you're trying to force us to serve you by way of the RFID microchip, man. Because once you take this microchip, you're basically branding yourself as the Edomites' cattle, as the Edomites' property, as the Edomite possession, man. Okay? You're basically saying, Most High, I don't want to I don't want to live under you anymore. I'm going to live under Esau, you know. And as you can see, Esau lets our people do what they want within what he wants them to do, you know. As long as they've been dumbasses and foolish and acting an ass, so to speak, Esau cool with that. But once Yahawashi gives us a great gift and great power as he has given us by way of the spirit, man, that energy, all right, that vibration, Esau, he don't like that, you know. But going back to the story, after that situation happened, Esau felt very salty. And he said, you know, pretty much the days of his father mourning was soon to be over. Then will he slay his brother Jacob, man. Okay? Based off of him giving up his birthright. All right? Based off of him giving up his birthright due to the fact that he was about to die, he felt. He didn't find no need for it at that point in time, you know? He didn't find no need for it, but when it came time to needing it, he wanted it back, and he couldn't get it back. So now he's trying to force that, man. He's definitely trying to force that, because it also goes back, you know, that beef goes back to Cain and Abel, man. Cain and Abel as well. All right? Abel bought the better blessing, the more righteous blessing, okay? And he did it the right way. Let's just put it like that. He did what he was supposed to do. He did it the right way. All right. Esau wanted to do it his own way. He wanted to bring fruit. You know, yeah, it's a good gesture, but that ain't how you're supposed to do it. You know, that's not how you're supposed to do it. All right. So, you know, he felt salty about that. Then he slew his brother. You know, Cain slew Abel, man. All right, which is, you know, if you can receive it, it's Jacob and Esau. Okay? It's Jacob and Esau. You know, they're them reincarnated. The same brothers, still beefing since they was in the womb. All right? One was right and one was wrong before they even came out of the womb. Before they did anything, as it tells you in Romans 9. But it all goes down to it being part of Yahawah's plan, you know? Now, when you really go back and look at everything, when you look at the scriptures, it's a beautiful story, man. You had a people that was on top and that was favored and that was protected by a power that can never be matched, okay? And they go against that power. And then that power proves to them, like, I'm going to show you, you know what I'm saying, who's running this, you know? Now we're in the sense of humble brothers, you know, people of our nation who's the Lord allowing to get back into this heritage that we once lost, man, that was taken from us. Okay? So, yeah, and you know, and the story goes on, and, you know, like a lot of Akim say, don't really dwell on that woe is me and you know, feeling all depressed and stressed all the time, man. It's a beautiful time. Prophecy's coming to pass, you know. The tension between Iran and the U.S. is heating up big time. You know, it's heating up big time. You know, so yeah, Lord willing, you know, we can endure. I just wanted to speak on that, man. This is a spiritual battle. You must remember that. It tells you it's a spiritual battle. Ephesians the 6th chapter. That's why it said you had to put on the whole armor, put on the whole body of armor of the Most High, man. You know, you want to protect everything. You don't want to... It's just like going to play football and you got your pads on, all right? You got your jersey. You got all of this, but you ain't got no helmet. You the only one out there with no helmet. What's going to happen is one of them helmets is going to hit you and it's going to hurt you very bad. You're going to go for a tackle or something, you know, and you have your ass on injury reserve playing around, man. All right? So, yeah, just with that, you know, Lord willing, we continue, we endure, we keep fighting to the end, of course. Yahawashi, man, he's working, you know. He's working, he's putting in work, and, you know, Lord willing, you know, well, the scriptures say that it's sooner than we think, you know. Our salvation is nearer than we think. So, Lord willing, is very, very soon. Until then, call halal, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings to the elect of Yahawah, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And blessings and salutations to you, Akim, out there doing this truth and sincerity. Okay, across the four corners of the earth, looking forward to the destruction and the downfall of Babylon, which is America. Hey, shalom.